Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Got Cheated by Girls and Married Lavinia Reni movie. Before we start, please go support White Horse, one for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. T01 cap 0. The beginning. So that's how it all ends. Everything it took me to build. Thrown in the trash. All because of my stupid heart and feelings. You know what? I never thought I'd end up like this. The people I once loved. They discarded me like mere garbage. I wonder what Rias wants, wondered a brown-haired boy named Hyoudou Issei, current Sekyriuutei and pillar of the factions. This boy was heading home because he had been called by the person he loves with all his heart, Rias Gremory. Are you? The hunted man wondered as he smelled something unpleasant. Don't go in, partner, warned his faithful companion and friend Drake as he had a bad feeling. Issei, far from paying attention, entered his house to hear a somewhat strange noise. He went upstairs without heeding it. The higher I climbed, the louder the sounds became, which seemed to be moans. Alarmed, he races up to his room too. What she saw broke her heart. He was watching with tears in his eyes as the women he loved were having sex with other people. Rias and Aquino were being mercilessly fucked by Razor, Asia and Zenobia were riding Sagi, Irina and Kaneko were being similarly penetrated by two other boys, one with black hair and the other with blue hair. Heartbroken, he closed the door and left with tears in his eyes. Why was the question Issei asked to no one in particular as he walked away in a specific direction. Elsewhere. In a somewhat remote forest, a chestnut tree was weeping while on its knees. What did I do wrong? The brunette asked himself again. You didn't do anything, Issei. They were the ones who didn't appreciate you, the dragon encouraged his companion, but he wasn't successful. Our Oppai Dragonson, the person who had appeared out of nowhere, was Lavinia Reni, an extremely beautiful woman with lovely blonde hair, long and hexy legs, and large breasts even larger than Aquino's. Laviniason, the chestnut-haired boy asked, only to suddenly feel the blonde girl envelop him in a hug. What happened to you, Ikon, to make you like this? The blonde asked, surprising the brunette since she always called him Oppai Dragonson. You see, the chestnut-haired boy told her everything that happened. She got angry, but she was very sad about the young Sekyriuutei. You know, Ikon, there are people who still love you. No, Laviniason, love no longer exists for me, Issei said sadly with a gloomy look. Ikon, I'll show you that there are people who still love you and I'm one of them, the blushing blonde said as she hugged the brunette tighter. Laviniason, does that mean you? The young man couldn't finish as he felt Lavinia kiss him on the lips. The kiss was long, lasting about 3 minutes until they separated for lack of air. But Lavinia, Volley is the young wielder of the boosted gear, fell silent as he saw the girl put her index finger to his lips, making him remain silent. Vakun is just a friend, Ikon. I'm in love with you, and do you want to know since when? The girl asked the young man, who looked at her curiously. Fufufu, well, you see. Flashback. In a place where everything was destroyed, thousands of demons, angels and fallen angels were dead, and those who were alive stood before Trihexa. Everyone was weak and exhausted, but the most exhausted were the celestial dragons, Issei Hyoudou Sekiryuutei and Volley Lucifer Sekyriuutei. They were emerging from some rubble with their respective armor badly damaged. Both had too many cracks, large pieces were missing, some jewels were cracked or gone, etc. You have entertained me a lot, Drake Albion, but this ends here and now, and to start, I will kill the blonde mage with giant beach breasts. 666 said, launching a powerful attack in the direction of Lavinia. All she did was close her eyes, waiting for her end. Trihexa didn't pass this one on to you. Shouted the red armor, its bearer being Issei. Everyone was perplexed. They expected that from Volley or Tobio Isuk, the slash dog, but from Issei they never expected it. Most believed it was because she was the woman his rival loved. How wrong they were. The boy, as best he could, to the great surprise of everyone, including himself and Drake, created a fissure in matter, or better known as a dimensional rift, which absorbed the attack. Tusk Trihexa, right now I'll show you the true Crimson Purgatory. I who have awakened. This alarmed everyone, especially Volley and Lavinia, since the boy was extremely exhausted. Besides, he had used his Diabolos dragon for a long time, and now using a transformation that drains his vitality, it was very stupid of many. I am the dragon who stole the principles of God's dominion. I feed on dreams. And envy infinity. Oppai Ikon, stop it now. Those words were what stopped the chestnut-haired boy from continuing the chant. He would return to his Diabolos dragon. End of flashback. So ever since the Trihexa incident, the hunted boy mentioned as the blonde nodded, well, Lavinia, I've also been in love with you, but I never said anything because Volley is in love with you, Issei said with a hint of sadness for his rival. I know Ikun, but Vakuj is just a friend, but hey, how about we go somewhere else? At that moment, Issei created a magic circle that led them to the door of the Hyoudou residence, much to the confusion of Lavinia, who was hugging Issei's left arm. Without hesitation they entered, receiving incredulous and confused looks from all the girls. Why is Lavinia clinging to your arm? The redhead asked with a touch of jealousy. Ara, it seems Iskun is a womanizer, said the violeted girl, equally jealous. Ison should only pay attention to me, the blonde named Asia Argento, equally jealous. First, who cares what Rias does? Second, I'm just restarting my harem with the woman I've loved most in my life. And third, shut up, you squeaky-voiced heretic, said the brunette coldly while receiving surprised looks from all the girls. He simply walked past Lavinia, leaving all the girls surprised since Issei had never spoken to her like that before. Issei's room. Ikun, do you love Rias Gremory? The blonde asked her now partner. To be honest, Lavinia, no, the love I truly felt for her was just fleeting. In fact, after the evaluation game against Sekyriuutei, I stopped loving her, Issei said, his expression devoid of emotion. I see, well, let's go to sleep, Lavinia said as she lay down with Issei. A01. The harem wasn't my idea, it was a guy named at Malblack Tens. The harem is made up of girls who replace those from the canon. Rias Lavinia. Aquino Asian Discoverer. La Fée Zenovia Griselda Arena Gabriel Kaniko Kuroka. Extras. Yasaka. Kanua. Serafal. Zmomo. Zoruka. Sona. Rhea. Yubaluna. Ravel. Ingvild. Lafayes. Well, that's the official harem of the fanfic. Thanks at Malblack 010 for the suggestion. I hope you don't mind that I added women. Now another question about Issei's entourage. I already have a few. Queen Lavinia. Bishop Kuroka. Bishop Lefay Rook. Rook, pawn. I'd like recommendations for the leftover pieces. I might upload the next chapter in a few hours or tomorrow. Anyone else? Do you love the song Puro Show by Chrono Zomer? T01 Cap. Wake up, you bastard. It was D. Drake's morning shout to his host. How annoying, Issei said sleepily. You son of a bitch. Wake up or you'll get kicked out of the bucking school, said D. Drake. I'm going to forbid you from watching Comedy Central stand-up, Issei said as he changed his clothes. And why do I need your permission? Prince V, said D. Drake as Issei went downstairs for breakfast. Say that to me again and I'll go to Tiamat, said Issei, hearing D. Drake sleeping chicken. Upon entering the room, Issei sharpens his gaze upon seeing his ex-wives. Good morning, Iskun, said Aquino as Issei walked past her and sat down next to Lavinia. Good morning, darling, said Lavinia, giving Issei a quick peck on the lips. Every day is good with you, Lavinia, Issei said before kissing Lavinia while everyone watched them with jealousy. Lavinia, and why are you kissing my Issei? Rias didn't finish when she saw Issei with emerald green eyes. That guy is already dead, they just haven't told him yet, sang D. Drake, making Lavinia laugh and confusing the others. Look, you bitches, or rather you bitches, you and I are nothing anymore, so listening to what you say is like stepping in shit, Issei said, getting up along with Lavinia, and they headed towards Kuoh Academy. So don't claim me as yours because then we'd really have problems, Issei said, slamming the door behind him as he left. That left the girls speechless as they felt a pang in their hearts. Said Ravel, coming down the stairs. What happened here? Rosues asked. We don't know, they do know, but they're playing dumb, said Rias as she grabbed her briefcase. Girls, let's go, with Issei and Lavinia. Darling, what are you going to do with them? Lavinia asked Issei. I'll cancel the engagement with all of them, Issei said with disgust upon learning that he was going to marry someone more well-known than the filler in Naruto. Hello, Hyoudou, Saji greeted in a friendly manner. Issei just walked past him. Is something wrong? Saji asked again. No, was Issei's sharp and cold reply. You can't fool me, you've got something going on, said Saji while all the students and some teachers looked at them with intrigue as they were very good friends. If you already know, then why are you asking, you bucking idiot? Issei said as he walked away holding Lavinia's hand. Hyoudou, said Saji, the hell is he like this? Did he find out about me? No, I don't think so, he's too stupid to figure it out on his own, thought Saji. You did your best, darling, Lavinia congratulated her. Hello, beautiful, said a student upon seeing Lavinia. Brad, get lost, I'm not in a good mood, why are you hitting on my girlfriend? Issei said, making everyone laugh. Don't you believe me? Issei said as he kissed Lavinia and fondled her breasts while she happily accepted. Tusk, idiot, Brad said, trying to hit Issei. Slow, was Issei's sharp reply. You'll see what a punch is, he said as he punched him in the stomach. So just imagine that black is Issei. With that blow, he knocked Brad unconscious while his friends attacked Issei. Well, since we're here, said the Hunyid boy as he punched the boys. The first one tried to hit him, but Issei ducked and punched him in the stomach. Similarly to another boy, just imagine that Heighten is the first boy and Piccolo the second. The last boy tried to hit him, but Issei covered him with one of his arms. Your history now, kid, Issei said as he punched the poor young man. Lavinia said Issei, grabbing Lavinia's hand and leading her away while she wore a silly, love-struck expression. Meanwhile, nearby, more specifically in a tree. Damn you, Hyoudou, said a silver-haired boy looking at Issei with Lavinia. I'll destroy you at break, I swear, or I'll stop calling myself Vali Lucifer, said the Demonstrandi boy who was Vali the White Dragon. Break. Okay, darling, say ah, Lavinia said as she fed Issei. Oh, Hyoudou, Vali said as Issei stood up. You bastard, he said, hitting Issei. I was saving myself just for your vakun, Issei said as he punched Vali in the face. Everything was witnessed by all of Issei's students, teachers, and former harem members. Damn it, I offered you my friendship. Vali said as he punched Issei. Do you think I did it with that intention? Issei said, punching Vali in the stomach. Taking advantage of the fact that he knocked the wind out of him, he ducked to the ground and delivered a spinning kick to Vali's feet, causing him to fall. But Vali did a somersault to avoid falling as they exchanged blows. Issei is Goku and Vali is Vegeta. Everyone was surprised to see such a fight breaking out between friends, although with D-Drake and Albion it was a different story. Albion, calm your wielder, said D-Drake as he spoke to Albion through the minds of his wielders. Me, or rather you calm yours down, he's hitting Vali with everything he's got. With Issei and Vali. Issei was gaining ground in this fight while everyone watched in surprise at the tremendous strength of both of them. Now Issei thought as he punched Vali. Arg, Vali said as he spat out a little blood. Vali, I don't want to fight you, Issei said as he dodged Vali's blows. Imagine it's Vali. Shut up, idiot, Vali yelled, but Issei dodged and punched Vali in the stomach so hard he fainted. I told you, but you didn't listen, Issei said as he left with Lavinia. Vali said as everyone laughed at the beating he received. Something's wrong with Isama, thought Ravel as he watched the dragon duel. Ice-kun, what happened to you? You're not usually like this, Rosues thought as she saw Vali being attended to by the nurse. Wow, Hyoudou has changed, Murayama said, drawing everyone's attention. I mean, before he was calm and perverted and now he's wild, possessive, and cold, just like a dragon, he added while his companions agreed with him. After school, Sirzechs' office. Sirzechs, I want to end my engagement with the girls and get engaged to Lavinia Reni, said Issei, surprising Sirzechs, Venelana, and Sitri. But why? Venelana asked. That's why, D-Drake, he said, and the video of Rias and the others with other men began to play. I see, so from this day forward Hyoudou Issei is no longer engaged to the girls of the Gremory clan and is engaged to the mage Lavinia Reni, Sirzechs announced, and will be promoted to a Suprema-class demon, he said, surprising Issei. What? Issei said incredulously. Issei, I want you to come with me to the Ajuka laboratory, Sirzechs said as Issei followed him. Ah, Rias let a great man go, said Sitri Gremory, but what can you do? What's done is done. Ajuka Beelzebub's laboratory. Okay, Issei-kun, your evil pieces are ready, although they're a bit strange, said Ajuka as he looked at Issei's pieces. Thanks, Ajuka, and the pieces are fine, although I'll call them dragon pieces, said Issei while appreciating the pieces in detail. I already know who my pieces are going to be. End of chapter. A02. These will be the official pieces of the fic, King Asa. Reina Lavinia Reni. Bishop Lefay. Bishop Ravel Phoenix. Rook Kuroka. Rook Rosues. Pawn 3 Suzako Heimjima. Pawn 2 Rhea Kusaka. Pawn 1 Gabriel's. Pawn 2 Valerie Lucifer. And that's Issei's entourage. One thing is that Issei's dragon pieces are more powerful because they reincarnated Gabriel with a single pawn, and the pieces only turn you into a half-dragon. I might release the next chapter tonight v. And add Kiyom Abe to the harem, T01 Cap 03. Ajuka Castle, thank you Ajuka, Issei said gratefully as he looked at the pieces. Well, goodbye. At the Hyoudou residence, something happened to you, mate, said D-Drake. Something, Issei said doubtfully. So something happened when you were promoted to Supreme Class, a forbidden ability. Forbidden, said Issei, waiting for D-Drake's answer. Yes, apparently the ability is called Dark Look, which consists of looking into a person's eyes while saying, the look that will cause terror in all dark look, which will make that person feel the worst fear of their lives, although it has a balance break that allows the terrors of those people to feel so real to the point of believing they are true, said D-Drake, while Issei thought of a revenge against those he loved. Thanks for the information, D-Drake, Issei said with a somewhat strange smile. That's the smile Issei has. D-Drake did not feel that its wielder had good intentions with that new ability. After speaking with D-Drake, Issei entered his house seeing Sona and her entourage as Saji approached him. Hyoudou, I challenge you to a rap battle, he said to everyone's surprise. That's fine, tomorrow in the schoolyard, Issei agreed confidently. Well, putting that aside, Issei-kun, there's something we need to ask you, Rhea, Momo, and Roruko, Sona said, blushing slightly. That is, if you'd like to go on a date with us, the four of them said, surprising everyone. Sure, but I won't be able to this month, but yes, she said, giving the girls hope. Lavinia, come to my room, please. Issei's room. Lavinia, I want to ask you if you want to be part of my retinue as my queen, Issei said while explaining his rise to Suprema-class demon. I gladly accept, Lavinia said as Reina's piece was inserted into her chest. I love you, they both said before kissing. Time skip rap battle Issei versus Sagi. Alright, Hyoudou, ready to be humiliated in front of the whole school. Sagi said arrogantly. Yeah, if it just starts, said Issei as Sagi began to rap. At the end, everyone was surprised because Sagi did know how to rap and humiliated Issei by 5%. It's your turn, Hyoudou, Sagi said as Issei grabbed the microphone. Take your seats, ladies, children, gentlemen. Welcome to the circus the whole world has set up. Of falsehood, envy, rage, and posturing. Where everyone is toxic and at the same time. Good. It's not that I think I'm the best. It's that if I release a track, I really shine. Shutting mouths with my gift. It doesn't matter if I write rap or reggaeton, hey. What's wrong with me being a trapper besides a rapper? I'm true to myself, I do what I want. I'd rather die than do what you say. Who are you to tell me you're worthless now? I'm over those rappers who act all real. Showing the world how much they know. That they'll never go commercial. That's closed-minded. I should see your faces. If a brand came along and offered you millions, it's just that you haven't sold out because nobody's buying that ass. Let's be realistic, you act all real because you have no other choice now. You keep posting poser photos on all your social media. Of cars and a luxurious life you've never had and that only you know about. Chorus, keep masking what you really are. And you can't deny it. Tell me what you really are. Don't trust anyone because now everyone is just a show. Don't trust anyone, no. Because now everyone is just a show. Don't trust anyone because now everyone is just a show. Don't trust anyone. Because now everyone keeps wanting to deny that everyone is just a show. Nothing here is what it seems. Nobody's your friend twice. But she's back to open your eyes. The chrono you admired in 2013. The one who says things straight. Even though I never left. I've been killing rappers. And those who talk bad about me. Who are the first ones who, if they don't listen to me? Go listen to Bad Bunny. Learn if you want, I'll buy you a life. And that way you'll never mess with mine. You like me but your friend. The one you trust hits on me all day. I'm sure you don't know that. You better call her. But if she agrees, don't make peace with her. I'm coming back stronger than Eminem himself, throwing a kamikaze. Chorus. Keep masking what you really are. And you can't deny it. Say what you really are. Don't trust because now everyone is just a show. Don't trust, no. Because now everyone's just a show. Don't trust them because now everyone's just a show. Don't trust them. Because now everyone keeps wanting to deny that everyone's just a show. Outro. Just a show. What you do is just a show. Your life is just a show. Keep masking what you really are. And you can't deny it. Tell me what you really are. Don't trust them because now everyone's just a show. Don't trust them. Because now everyone's just a show. Don't trust them because now everyone's just a show. At the end, everyone was surprised because Issei humiliated Sagi by 50%. Well, is it your turn, Sagi, or are you scared? Issei said mockingly when he saw Sagi. Of course not, Sagi said as he began to rap. When he finished, he was still the same. Some applauded him because now he humiliated Issei by 30%. Huh, is that all? Issei asked Sagi, I'll show you what real rap is. First, I want to address all those who think I'm selfish. I always stand firm. I've never insulted an artist. You're all believing a rumor that I'm not humble anymore. That I'm not the same as before, and you emphasize it with accents. And just because you've written songs about me, you can't believe anyone without having both sides of the story. Anyone can make up reasons. If I'm so lacking in humility, why do I keep answering when I have 4 million? I retweet many of my subscribers. I know many of them and always give them hearts. I talk to some who make video reactions. I'm always willing to help even with donations. Having said that, I don't know where to begin. I'm going to clear up all the things and lies that others make up. I have so many pending issues to answer. I don't have time for one in particular. So I'm making this diss track for everyone. And that way you have it as a package. You're the puppet and I'm your puppeteer. You're only interested in me. Look, I've got you terrified. Because you're really something. My friend, but eating the eggs. If you start telling a joke, I'll fall asleep before you finish it all. You wanted them to pick on you for being a stutterer. You forgot your beginnings and now you've become a pimp. And now it turns out you're doing the same as those who screwed you over. Since you're only looking for fame and with me you're in for a rough ride. Because none of my fans are sellouts enough to subscribe to your channel. You insulted and disrespected others. It would be a disgrace if any Zommer were to become known as champ. You messed with them because you couldn't mess with me. But my fans are as strong as I am because they're one of us. They messed with you so hard that I'd rather not even comment. Oh, I saw you frustrated and crying on Twitter, my friend. And then you ended up drunk and crying on Instagram. Making kid-like Instagram stories to insult my fans. You first have to kill me, I only hear blah blah blah. You know where to find me. Speaking of diss tracks, yours is terrible by the way. You want to kill this zombie, but the zombie is already dead. And if I rise from the grave, it's not for necrophilia. It's because I plan to devour you and my entire family. You despise them. You pick on them saying they're like rats. You'll never have the millions of fans I have, and that kills you. I defend my ideals, everything I believe in. You say you're the god of rap, but in hip-hop I'm an atheist. Bless your unnecessary hate and those McGregor airs. I'll eat them with a hot chocolate and Oreo cookies. I'm gonna hit you so hard. You'll want me to pack your bags. They want to throw shade at me. That seems straight out of the Violetta series. If you want to surpass me, at least write your own lyrics. Not with Eminem covers. Or by plagiarizing Big Metra. Real, it's the bullying you suffered in school. I've suffered it too, I'm not happy about it. How can you expect my appreciation if instead of changing the world, you do the same things they did to you because you became a fool? And now what, are you encouraging bullying? How brave. Now you don't find it funny when the tough guy hit you. But you've run into someone who's going to stand up to you. I'll give you a taste of your own medicine so you can see how it feels. You're a real pain in every way, dudes. I don't know how many times you've dissed me. Hey, I'm gonna open schools for frustrated rappers. This is revenge for Seekvaira, for the Spanish guy, and for Davo. My rap isn't valued, no. By a TV jury that has won. Millions and millions deciding who has triumphed. Sitting like bosses when there are children in great need. In Africa, in your county. In Latin America, in Europe, anywhere. I have no qualms about taking on spoiled rappers. Today, I'm going to give you the education your mother didn't give you. I don't need a contest for them to see my talent. Instead, you showed up and were too slow. I'm happy we're back to the old days. Hey, this buck reminds me of Resident vs. Tempo. White eyes because I have it deep inside, oops. Maybe it's because you have a small one because I can't even feel it. And these are jokes you make believing. They're extraordinary rhymes. But they're not even funny if you feel two fingers. It's straight out humor for elementary school kids. There was a serious earthquake in Mexico, Joker. I tried to help by spreading information. While you just sat in your room writing. People were suffering and you were just trying to be the center of attention. That's why I don't mess around with wretched rappers. Rhymes with infinitives because the zombie has bitten you. Without offensive content, now get out of the way. Because after this song I have negative karma. You don't know what a Zarkort is, but you'll know what a Chrono is. Who's giving you the run for your money to sit on your throne? Dumber than Raimundo, this mongoloid. The bastard came in second and realized he was competing alone. You're frustrated, you want to be like me. You only needed to get on your knees and beg for the beef. What a waste, now he's wearing black glasses, hey. Almost as black as the one he ate last night. Your rhymes as a rapper hurt me. So much that I can't sleep at night, bro. Yeah. You're really good. The kid's happy now, so give him his trophy. The kid's happy he's reached 100,000 now. By making things up and talking shit about me, oh that's great aren't you, you must be happy. To have gained so many fans and to have done it through your own effort. Good thing you were on TV. You reached 100,000 by being a crybaby. Send me the license plate to the following address. 3 W's you're a bucking idiot, go buckyourself.com. Copy my eyes, you look like a puppet. Twitter embarrasses me more than a reality TV show. They call me a beginner and it's normal that I blow them out. You're McGregor in rap and you ran into Mayweather. What are you going to screw me over with? If when you rap you're completely unintelligible, it's about vocalizing each lyric correctly and perfectly. Anyone can rap and be faster. But just tell me, where's the fun in that if you're not making any sense? If I've never attacked anyone, it's not because I'm afraid of them or anything, my brother. It's because I don't want to give away the fame I've earned. On a silver platter, it kills me that they want to ride on everything I do. They're jealous of me for having worked and studied. I'm not worth what I say, I'm worth what I keep silent about. You give me so much importance, you're my first fan. You like stealing fans and now you have 100,000 new ones. Who continue bullying this asshole, unbelievable. I'm going to make you lose them and get down to 0. And if I don't manage it well, they can stay with you. After all, they've already shown that they're sellouts. Stop crying, here's your doll. I'm neither God nor a prophet. I'm the one who takes the pen and stabs you with every letter. You're my puppet in rap, you talk to me on your knees. But that's not a problem, you're very good at it, you get it. Okay, I'll behave now, you mess with me. Because on line 16 they'd shut your whole ass. Speaking of line 16, what do you have against rap play? If you defend freedom of expression so much, the right to say what I want, then why can't I? Talk about my life, my whole childhood, or even games. I've always seen you as envious. We've created an empire and you've gotten jealous. Even Eminem has Venom songs. Venom from Call of Duty. You see, you're just a fool. Who hasn't done his research because he's just useless. What an attitude, good for you. You criticize rap plays and then make a Deadpool song. It drives me crazy. Am I embarrassing? What's truly embarrassing? Is that being from Spain, I represent your flag much more. You don't know how to face the music, you don't do anything for your people. You only know how to act tough, you want to act brave. I love Mexico, it's a passionate audience. Learn, you see, how you separate us and unite our continents. I didn't know who you were and some fans told me about the scene. And seriously, you're super good, seriously. The best rapper I've ever seen in my life. So much so that I went into your channel and then I left with AIDS. On November 6th, you released a song in which you mentioned that it wasn't worth a damn. You even challenged me in the comments. But my mind said, look Chrono, better leave the way you came in. On March 5th, you already have posters in your room. I received offensive comments. Almost a year later, you mess with me again. I thought, what's wrong with him and why doesn't he make his own way? And this year he threatens me with diss tracks. At all this time, I still didn't even know who you were. But don't worry, these things happen. Some singers aren't even known at home. I defended MC Davo and he saw his response. I threw a line at him and he made a song about me, bro. On May 30th, you released your track, You Stooped Very Low. You did a terrible job, you can't understand a damn thing in the song. The problem is that you pronounce it like my clapper. So what happened? I ignored you again, you left with your head down and you really messed with me. See, you're such a pain, and on top of that, you have the nerve to tell all the fans that I started it. I, as always, ignored you. I never paid any attention to you. The fans believed it. They called me a clown. I'll give you a piece of my mind. What really pushed me over the edge was messing with my fans, man, and I won't stand for that. You say it's like Krillin versus Beerus. I'd say it's more like Goku Black versus Britney Spears, you think. You're the fastest in the world. I'm the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball. What you do in 2 years, I do in 2 seconds. Finally, I'll teach you a lesson. Egocentric rapper who thinks he's the center of attention. No wonder you've never surpassed me, and that's sad. Because you actually edited your quickie, here it goes. I'll end by saying they call me Chrono. Some already call me Throne. It's probably because I'm still sitting here alone. I control the tempo, I'm gold. Oh well, don't give a mic to this monkey. Who confuses rap with a toilet? You think what you do is difficult. That the rest can't do it, that you do it alone. Pay attention, you're worthless, I'm saying it in my own slang. I guess stepping on your rap will bring me a lot of luck. Because it's like stepping on shit, I'm out. If all the zommers know me as the hater killer, I guess it's for a reason. And it's because if I write with rage, not a single rapper is safe. Listen, my brother, my record means nothing to you, too bad. You can kiss my ass completely and utterly. After this, my friend, you're going to answer me, but it's no use. Because I don't want to humiliate you or give you any more fame than I already have. If you want, we can pat you on the back and you can leave wanting. I'm the bullet that ends up in your face, you crazy fool. You don't stop, I'll dig your grave with shovels. You don't pull anything, you hog the room. Look, my friend, if you want my fame, my bed, you can't match my branch. Nobody stops me because I'm the sandal that ends up in your face. Your mom gets mad, you cry like an onion. If you want, I can teach you enunciate. Because it sounds like you have a okay in your mouth. I've pulled it out again. Okay. They've tricked me again, okay. You're going to answer me again, okay. 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 And now look at yourself and ask yourself in the mirror. Why do you keep grumbling and competing all by yourself like an old man, and I'm wasting my time with a fool? I've lowered myself so much to answer you that I'd even leave you on the ground. Excuse me, let me explain. If I answer him, I give him fame, and if I don't, it's like proving him right. That I can't handle them and that I'm a jerk. So tell me what to do, put yourselves in my shoes. They told me not to answer because that's what he wants. But bucking chrono is back to hit you where it hurts. I've got the flow everyone wants, better close the curtain. If I only rap for rats, here's your song. And now you'll pretend it didn't hurt at all, Pete. I know you well and you'll act like the whole thing doesn't affect you, D. When you know I'm laying it out in your face. And that inside you're slowly dying because my rap really gets to you. I'm going to give you fame, it's undeniable, champion. Everyone will remember you for suffering this humiliation. I got the channel wrong when I suffered through this song. Instead of YouTube, it should be on Y0UP0RN. We're all celebrating your funeral today, man. You're a loser, fame-seeking boy 10. The top 10 in music, foo them. Every good YouTuber has his own rat, and mine is called Toilets. When it was over, everyone was left speechless because Issei had completely humiliated Saji. The winner is Issei Hyoudou. Sona shouted happily as everyone went to congratulate Issei. In a nearby tree, Hyoudou Issei said a boy whose face was not clearly visible will see who has the most power without using their sacred gear. That's what that boy said as he left, with Issei. Damn you, Hyoudou Issei, always humiliating me, surpassing me, making me look ridiculous in front of everyone, said Saji while he was on his knees crying a little. Saji Issei spoke while the aforementioned looked at him. Dark look, said Issei, leaving Saji in doubt as to what he meant. What do you mean by dark look? What? Oh, Issei, said the same boy who fought with Issei. What do you want, Brad? Issei said irritably. Brad's response was that one of his friends attempted to punch Issei, but Issei only managed to hit him in the stomach. He fell unconscious while another tried to hit him, but Issei only kicked him in the stomach. Is that all? Issei asked arrogantly while Lavinia looked at him like a lovesick fool. You'll see, you bastard, Brad said as he tried to punch Issei. It was Issei's tremendous blow to Brad. Anyone else? Issei said as he was hit by Saji, much to everyone's surprise. Saji. I'm fed up with being your shadow, Issei Hyoudou. Saji shouted as he tried to punch Issei in the face, but Issei did the same, and that's how it ended. Then Issei kicked Saji in the arm while Saji only punched him in the stomach. Is that all, buddy? Was the comment that made Saji even angrier. Tusk Saji was already angry and punched Issei in the face, although quickly. Issei gave Saji a tremendous blow, knocking him out of the fight. I just wanted to stop being your shadow, Saji said while crying a little. Does the Green Goblin want to cry? Ha 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 ha. Issei laughed loudly as he left Saji lying there. This behavior of yours is intolerable, said Rias, followed by the entire club except Kiba and Gasper. So what, Rias, love, let's go, said Issei as he was followed by Lavinia. What could have happened to Issei? Rias wondered because for the past few days Issei had stopped speaking lovingly to her and everyone else except Ravel and Rosuace. Could it be that he found out we tricked him? He's not too dense to know that was Asia's thought when she saw Issei. While everyone was discussing Issei's humiliation of 5 people in a row, the only question those who knew the brunette well were asking was, what happened to you, Issei/kun/senpai/sin/chan/sama? That was the doubt they had at that precise moment because Issei's change was not normal. From being kind and perverted, he became cold, aggressive, and loving and affectionate only with those he loves. That stupid girl keeps bothering me by pretending to be a saint, was Issei's thought. Maybe it's because she wants you for her own benefit, was Daydrake's idea, or that she never loved you the same as the others and only wanted you for your power. The second one is the most accurate. Daydrake. End of chapter. T01 Chapter 4. Akino, please, can I? Rias Gremory was asking her Queen Akino Hymjima a favor, but suddenly her phone rang. Rias Gremory, who's speaking? Rias asked, not expecting who had called her. Oh, my beautiful Rias, it's me, Issei, and I want to summon all the girls to the following address, said Issei while giving the address to the girls. Go all except Ravel and Rosues. Well, I'll be waiting for you on Saturday. Who was Rias one Sama? Asked the innocent Asia. Era Issei wants to see all of us except Ravel and Rosues. Elsewhere. Cell phone ringtone. Razor Phoenix speaking. Who is it? Asked the blonde boy, surprised by the unexpected call from a boy he knew very well. It's me, Razor. Hyoudou, Issei. Although I would love to talk to you, I prefer to buck a woman with AIDS. I need you at the following address. Issei gave the address to Razor. As long as it was there, he gladly accepted to go. In the council of Kuoh Academy. Saji speaking. Saji answered his phone as someone called him. Hello. Saji, it's me, Issei, but before you hang up, let me invite you to a party to apologize. The party will be at Issei gave Saji the address, with Issei. Finally, they're going to suffer everything I suffered when I found that out, aren't they, Daydrake? Issei asked his best friend. I admit, mate, this change you've made to the dark look has been for the better, since it shows your superiority over such low things. You know something, Daydrake, I feel that you and I should call ourselves the Red Dragon Emperor of Vengeance. It was Issei's idea, while Daydrake was proud of his wielder friend partner. One day later, Thursday living room. Girls, I'm sitting here before the party to tell you this dark look. The look that will cause terror in all dark look. Daydrake said as the girls began to see their worst nightmares. Rias. You can see Rias in a very cheerful garden. Well, that is until Issei ran into someone she didn't know. She was a much more beautiful girl than Rias, with silver hair, blue eyes, larger breasts than Yasaka, and long, hexy legs, and 164 meters tall. Hey Issei, when are you going to get rid of those girls? Was the question asked by the girl. Rias knew Issei would answer that he would never leave them. How foolish of her. Don't worry, Valchin, I only use those useless girls to gain the respect of the factions, Issei said, disgust in his voice breaking Rias' heart. Even though I never loved Rias, I never saw her as anything more than a hex toy. I can't believe she ever thought I truly loved her. Is that right, Rias? Issei said, turning to look at Rias. What you're saying is a lie. She's controlling you. Was Rias' reply. You stupid girl, why would I control my boyfriend? That word caused Rias' heart to completely break. Ha 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 ha. Issei and Val's laughter could be heard. Also those of Daydrake and Albion. This is a lie, Akino. We can see Akino Hymjima looking with tears in her eyes at a man, Hyoudou Issei. He was having sexual relations with none other than his own cousin, Suzaku Hymjima. She didn't believe he was the love of her life and the only family besides her father deceiving her. Ah, Issei, I can't take it anymore. Hymjima moaned as loudly as she was fiercely penetrated by Issei. You just shut up and I'll enjoy my love, and to think that your stupid cousin believed I loved her, when I'm even having sex with you in her bed and in her room with her own cousin. Damn Suzukachi, I'm coming, said Issei, coming inside Hymjima's womb. It seems this is the 79th time we've done it, Issei said Suzaku while Issei slept between her breasts. Well, rest, darling, she said before falling asleep. All this was seen while Akino cried her eyes out. Asia was on a date with Issei in the park where they met. Everything was perfect until Ikun, a very beautiful girl, arrived and kissed Issei. Hello, love, Issei said, kissing her again. Why are you kissing a stranger on our date, Issei? Asia complained. Look, I never said it was a date. I just asked if you wanted to come with me since I was actually here to wait for my girlfriend Mizuki Katanoha, Issei said, hugging the girl. It's a lie, Asia said, not believing what Issei was saying. Listen, you stupid girl, I never loved you. I never saw you as anything more than a simple nuisance. How many times did I have to sacrifice myself to save you just to please everyone? Understand this, I never loved you and I never will. And if you don't mind, my true love and I have a date. See you later, you heretic, Issei said as he left, leaving Asia crying. Zenovia. In Zenovia's nightmare, we can see her with an emotionless gaze as she watched Grayfia kissing Issei, while a small child was with them. Mom, Dad, can I go play with Gohan now? The child asked. Of course, Zen, Issei affirmed as he watched Zen play with son Gohan, all that until they saw Zenovia approaching. What are you doing with Issei One-samas? Zenovia asked. Zenovia, don't you remember? When you and the other girls deceived me, Grayfia, Serafal, Gabriel, Yasaka, and Penem, you comforted me, and thanks to them I was able to reform my life and forgive you, Issei said. But you should be alone with us, Zenobia ordered, trying to pull Issei towards her. They should have thought of that before deceiving me, so I've already lost. Irina was clearly watching her fiancé and love, Hyoudou Issei, having hex with the Seraph of Heaven Gabriel. Irina thought it was a joke, but no, Irina found out that Issei and Gabriel already had a daughter named Alicia Hyoudou, whom they were planning to give a little brother. She witnessed this scene with tears in her eyes because not only had he left her for another angel, but they were doing it in Irina's room on her own bed with the same blanket that Irina and Issei had slept with together for the first time. Kaneko. Since Kaneko is almost a person without feelings, I couldn't think of much else besides this. You disgust me, Issei said upon seeing Kaneko in her yaokai form. Issei-senpai Kaneko tried to touch Issei, but he pushed her away while taking out his boost gear. Don't come near me, you bug, Issei said as he ran away from Kaneko while the poor girl cried at not being accepted by the love of her life, with Issei. Well, it seems to have worked very well, Issei said, seeing the satellite girls shouting, Issei, don't go. You can say that again, mate, but don't you think I should have gone a little overboard? Drake commented, seeing the girls' craziness. Nah, was what they both said before leaving. Friday Phoenix Mansion. At this moment, Issei stood alone in front of his first enemy, Razor Phoenix. So Issei, why did you call me? Phoenix asked as he took a sip of vodka. Dark look. The look that will cause terror in all Dark Luke. At the end, the blonde man fell unconscious while babbling. Razor's nightmare. A completely black background can be shown where out of nowhere the humiliation of Issei to Razor a year ago begins to be visualized. Razor just cried blood. It was hell to see him humiliated again and again. Stop, Razor pleaded. Stop. You didn't stop when you betrayed my host's trust, and I'm not D-Drake, I'm Dark. What do you want from me? The young Phoenix pleaded for mercy. You're suffering. With Issei, he was already standing in front of Saji. Hey, remember when I told you Dark look? The look that will cause terror in all Dark Luke. What the hell? Saji didn't finish before falling unconscious. Saji's nightmare. The corpses of Saji's brothers can be seen as he stares in astonishment at the killer Issei. Did you like the gift? Issei asked brazenly. Saji didn't respond, only two screens appeared, one with the video of the brothers' murder and another of having hex with Sona, Momo, and Roruko. Saji felt both surprised and betrayed. It feels awful, doesn't it? That one of your friends betrays your trust with the women you love well. What you're feeling is exactly what my host Hyoudou Issei feels, but you know what? That video isn't fake. Issei recorded it on Wednesday, the day before yesterday, and the video is 27 hours long, but Issei cut it to make it seem like it's 8 minutes long. The girls were moaning like crazy, bro. Those were Dark's words. There was only one day left until Issei's meeting. I already torture everyone, but what will he do that day? End of chapter. T01 Cap 05. Hey D-Drake, who else should I invite to the big party? Issei asked D-Drake while he was alone in his room because Lavinia had gone to Grigory for a favor from Penemu. What's up to all the factions? The demons, the fallen, the angels, the yaokai, the vampires, the Shinto, the Norse, and the Dragonic. It was D-Drake's comment to Issei that gave him an idea of how it would all be. I'm going to have a blast, Issei said with a slightly eerie smile. Something like that. At that moment, Issei made a small magic circle in his ear, which connected him to all the faction leaders. What happened, Issei-kun? Sirzechs asked. What's happening is that I want to invite you to a small event where all the factions will be invited as well as everyone who belongs to those factions, said the brunette, surprising everyone with the sudden news. Can I ask where you'll be, brat? Old Odin asked, not wanting to be left with the benefit of the doubt. It will be in a small hall in the underworld well. It will be on a piece of land that old Tannin gave me as a birthday present. Alright, Sekyriuutei, was the Shinto god's comment. With that last comment, Issei hung up the call. I'm going to enjoy this more than Rias Gremory, said Issei, as he started drawing the scene with a pencil and a white sheet of paper. D-Drake was undecided about whether to support his friend or not. He would support him because he was his friend, and no, because the dark look had changed him a lot. All I could do was wait for the day. Saturday day of the event. They were all gathered on what appeared to be a huge runway and a giant television where a recording suddenly started, and there was a person on it, and that person was Issei. Well, thank you for coming, demon clans, Maois, cadres, seraphim, leader Yasaka, Olympian gods, and the vampires along with the valuable dragons, Issei said, seeing the people's doubt. Well, you're here for something else and that's for this, she said as she played the Gremory's video, leaving everyone surprised. As you saw, it's their precious daughters, sisters, or apprentices deceiving me, Issei said with a face that would make you afraid. And not only that, but with some idiots, and this recording is for you, Sagi, said the Sekyriuutei while showing an orgy of Issei with Momo, Rhea, Ruruko, and Sona. Ha 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 ha, look at your face, you weren't expecting that, were you? The brunette said, laughing loudly. So this is what all this was about, right, Hyoudou? Sagi said, crying as he saw the person he loved having hex with his friend. Out of nowhere, Issei appeared in front of Sagi. Idiot, look at me, he said as Sagi saw him crying. That's what I felt, Dark Look. Dark Look Evolution Balance Breaker. These were Drake's words as a black energy began to form over Issei's face, sticking to it, though a red light appeared in his eyes, forming a mask. Everyone was surprised to see Issei's mask. AHHHHH, was the scream full of pain that Sagi gave. What happened, Drake? Issei asked in front of everyone. What happens, Issei, is that the Dark Look, when it develops one of its evolutions in the Balance Breaker, develops an extra ability, and when it evolves into Dark Look of Destruction, it makes people feel unimaginable pain while they see their nightmare, Drake explained briefly and in a structured way. I see, but in this mask? The Sekiryuutei asked again. That will stay every time you use Dark Look. It's like the Balance Breaker, only the red eyes are what make them feel true terror or feel pain and experience firsthand what you felt, he said, making Issei smile. Oh, Rias, Issei said, walking towards Rias, but I won't allow it, Vali said, getting in Issei's way before he could reach the Gremory. I want to be your apprentice, Sekyriuutei said, surprising everyone because Vali had never done that before. You know what, before I would have killed you in one go, but I accept you as my partner. To everyone's surprise, Issei accepted Vali. How can I help you, Issei? The silver-haired boy asked. Finish off Sagi Genshiro, Issei ordered as Vali went to do what he was told. Dark Look of Destruction. No, Rias didn't finish when she saw Issei with a very beautiful blonde. It's her. Don't go, Issei, please, Rias cried, and the others shared the same nightmare, a vision of the Dark Look. Issei, stop this, Sirzechs said seriously. No, Issei said without hesitation, refusing Lucifer's request. Sirzechs, leave it, they earned it, Azazel said as he watched Sirzechs lower his head. I hate to say it, but Issei, do it, Michael said as Issei's mask, specifically the eyes, began to glow abnormally while the girls screamed for him not to leave. Since dark times, the Dark Look has been used for revenge. That's why I condemned you to suffering and eternal Gremory entourage. Drake and Issei said this while the girls calmed down, but they weren't the same. They had a lifeless look. Their eyes had no sparkle. Isamer Ravel spoke. I love him. And I love you, Ravel, with all my heart, he said before being interrupted by Azazel. Boy who? It's nothing serious. I just took away any feelings they might have, especially the spark of life, he said before falling to his knees, startling Ravel. What the hell? Dude, using the mask for the first time consumes a lot of energy, and since you don't control it well, it's risky. You're not going to die or anything like that, but it's risky for your eyesight. What the hell does my eyesight have to be involved? Issei asked incredulously. The energy point of the mask and the power comes from the eyes, but nothing was happening to you because you were doing well, but you obtained the Balance Breaker ahead of time, so until you master the power you will lose your sight and the Dark Look and it will slowly kill you. I see. With the heirs, Rias, you're a disgrace. I regret giving birth to you, you lapdog, were Venela's harsh words as Rias began to cry. I have no words for your dishonor to our house and family name, and not only you but also your brothel except for Rosues, said Zytokis Gremory, so you are stripped of your right to inherit the clan. The same goes for you, Razor, said Lady Phoenix. You are a disgrace to the whole family, to the clan, to the Phoenix, Lord Phoenix said, disappointed. Hahaha, Issei didn't finish laughing because he ended up fainting, worrying Ravel. Take him to a hospital. Ravel ordered as Seraphal Leviathan took East away, accompanied by Rhea, Kusaka, and Ravel. So where is Vali? Azazel asked. Here, Vali said as he arrived with Sagi's mutilated body covered in third-degree burns and already dead. I see you had fun, Michael said, looking at Vali. I enjoyed it more than you can imagine, V said Vali while some people laughed. Well, now we just have to see what awaits us when Issei wakes up, he said as he left with Vali. End of chapter. T01 Cap 06. After all the factions learned of the betrayal by the Gremory group, Sagi and Razor, everything returned to normal, except that Issei had changed even more. Now, every time he faced someone, he killed them in a sinister and gruesome way, as he demonstrated when he fought Razor. Flashback 1 month earlier. Issei, Hyoudou, I challenge you to a death duel for my demonic position, Razor ordered Issei, who just stared at him with a serious expression. Unless you're afraid, he said with an arrogant look, just like when they first met. I accept, and it will be now, said Issei, taking a step back as Razor had tried to hit him. I will show no mercy like a year ago. Razor shouted, remembering his first duel in the raiding game. I'm not the same weakling I was a year ago, you damned Phoenix. Issei could also be said to have threatened Razor. The fight was watched by the factions because Razor wanted them to see how Razor was humiliated by the leaders, but the council and others wanted to see Razor kill Issei. Slow, Issei commented, dodging a punch from Razor. Predictable, Issei added, ducking to avoid a straight punch from Razor, who delivered a powerful blow to his stomach. Issei, Goku and Razor, Frieza. Puog Razor had spat out a small amount of blood from the blow. Didn't you see it coming? Issei asked comically. Shut up, Razor said, trying to hit Issei. Idiot. Issei delivered a ferocious blow to Razor in the stomach, making him almost vomit blood. Razor, you're weaker than you were a year ago, Issei said, disappointed. Damn you, Razor said as he exploded with rage. Because of you I lost my family, my respect, and my position as heir. I'll kill you, Issei Hyoudou. Try it, Issei said as he dodged all of Phoenix's blows, recreating the following scene. Issei is Goku and Razor Giant. So you think you're so tough? Razor said with a very arrogant look. Do you think it hurt me? Everyone was impressed by the fighting style of the two warriors. Kill him now, Issei, D-Drake suggested. This ends now, Razor, Issei said, pointing his right arm in front of Razor. Hakai, Issei said as Razor turned to dust. Everyone was astonished because Issei used a technique unique to gods of a higher rank than those of Olympus. How did you do that? Rias asked, astonished. That's none of your business. We're engaged. Tell me I didn't finish because Issei was threatening to use the Hakai on Rias. You and I are nothing, okay? Issei said as he was about to perform a Hakai. If I don't kill you, it's because I don't have the energy to do it since I can only use it once a day. Even if I did, I'd have problems, wouldn't I, Sirzechs? For all I care, kill her. I have nothing to say. Kill her, prostitute her, he said, astonishing everyone because he was a Siskin. Okay, but if one day you see her dead, I won't be responsible because you let me do it. End of flashback. From that day on, Rias now fears Issei. But changing the subject, they still remember Issei and Lavinia's engagement ceremony where they received two surprises. Flashback 5 weeks earlier. All factions were gathered for the engagement ceremony between the Welsh Dragon and the Ice Queen. Lavinia Reni, you will make me the happiest man if you agree to marry me, Issei asked, kneeling on one leg with a ring in his hand and a small black box. Yes, I accept, Lavinia said through tears. I love you, they both said before kissing. The party ceremony went normally, although two blondes were somewhat sad. Time passed and Issei went up on stage to sing a song to Lavinia. Lavinia T. Ami, and that's why I dedicate this song not only to you but also to Gabriel, Penemu, Lefei, Kuroka, Ravel, and Rosue, said Issei, although it should be clarified that he was drunk. And tell me you love me even if it's a lie. Time never stops, it will decide. If you'll be with me, be a part of my life. But if you leave, don't come back later regretting it. Verse 1 Frog Malas. I wish I could forget your name and your voice, so I could overcome the emptiness you left inside me. I hear your name and I don't know how to forget all the promises you never kept. Pre-chorus Frog Malas. I try to understand why it was like this. I find myself lost, I don't know how to get out. Let me shout, I want you to be happy. As you live from here. Chorus Frog Malas. And tell me you love me even if it's a lie. Time never stops, it will decide. If you're going to be with me, be a part of my life. But if you leave, don't come back later regretting it. Verse 2 Chrono. Yeah. And now I need you to tell me. Believing that you love me and living in your lies. Don't listen to your friends. They're just jealous of you so you'll hurt me. Meanwhile, I keep thinking. With a future by your side. If you come back, we'll forget the past. It's not that I'm asking for too much, but if you leave, don't come back. I'm tired of looking back. I've realized I can't live like this. The countdown has begun for you to leave without me. Lie to yourself if it makes you happy. Life won't wait for you and even less for you. Your addictive smile was only for me. Either you stay or you go, but you have to choose. Pre-chorus Frog Malas. I try to understand why it was like this. I find myself lost, I don't know how to get out. Let me shout, I want you to be happy. As you live from here. Chorus Frog Malas. And tell me you love me even if it's a lie. Time never stops, it will decide. If you're going to be with me, be a part of my life. But if you leave, don't come back later regretting it. Finishing the song, the aforementioned cried with happiness. Isama spoke two blondes, these being Ravel and Lefei. What happened? Issei asked. We want to know if Ravel tried to say, though his blush was getting the better of him. I'll do it, Ravel, Issei said, kneeling down. Ravel, Lefei, I'd like to know if you both want to be part of my family, becoming my partners and pieces, Issei said, and they both agreed. End of flashback. After that, Issei made them his bishops. Although another moment I wouldn't forget would be the boys' night that Issei, Kiba, Vali, Gasper, Sirzechs, Michael, Azazel, and Dulio would have. Flashback 3 weeks earlier. The aforementioned was found in a table dance, especially Azazel's favorite. Azazel, if Lavinia, Ravel, or Fachin find out I'm dead. No problem, Azazel said as he handed Issei a bottle of vodka. One drink won't hurt me, Issei said, taking a sip. 1 hour later. Everyone was causing chaos, although Issei stood out because he was the most drunk thanks to the leaders. "Let's go to the beach," sang Issei, completely drunk. "Yeah, dude," said Kiba, drunk. "Hey, you idiot, stop acting like a fool and keep drinking," Azazel said as he handed Issei another bottle. "I feel like new," Issei said as he gave money to a girl who was already leaving, and if it weren't for the others stopping them, he would have cheated on his fiancées. "This guy," Vali said while ordering another drink, "learn to control your alcohol, idiot." Vali yelled at Issei. End of flashback. It should be mentioned that after that, the trio of blondes scolded Issei for being drunk and for going to that place. Although I blame others. Obviously, they were scared because nothing is scarier than angry women. Although no one knew that someone was watching them with bad intentions, and I'm not referring to Issei's women, if he didn't do it to Issei himself. End of chapter. A03. Well, you might be wondering why I'm making this announcement. I wanted to ask two things. The first is, who from another anime should I add? It will only be the 3 most voted for, so to speak. 1. Sina Kashiwasaki. 2. Stella Vermilion. 3. Mitsuki Sohara. 4. Astria. 5. Asuna Yuki. 6. Sicily. 7. Toru. 8. Luca. Well, that's all. Bye. T01 Cap 07. PFF, how boring, said a very bored Issei as he was accompanied by Vali, Kiba, and Gasper to go directly to the academy. "Hey Hyoudou, look at this," Vali said, looking at a sign. "What?" said the chestnut-haired boy, noticing that an announcement was being made right there at Kuoh Academy. "Through this announcement, we inform the students that the school festival this 2020 will be a battle of the bands," said Issei while he was left with a face of "Are you serious? What if we participate?" Kiba suggested. "I mean, there's nothing else to do," he said, agreeing with her. "Okay, but I'll be the leader," Issei shouted. "Well, who's hungry?" Vali said, entering the school followed by the others. "Wait for me," Issei said as he followed them. "You're interesting, Hyoudou." Issei said a strange figure from the shadows before leaving. Break. "Well, if we're going to get into this, what would we call ourselves?" Vali asked while eating. How about Zommers?" Issei suggested as the others nodded in agreement. "Well, when is that?" Gasper asked. "In 2 days," Issei said as he watched the advertisement. "Well, time to practice," Vali said as he left. 2 days later, Kuoh Academy courtyard. We can see the director standing on a large stage while all the students looked at him. "Okay, here are the rules," said the principal as he pulled out a piece of paper. 1. The members of the group do not have to be in one round. That is, in the first phase they can all be together, in the second only one, in the third 2, and so on. 2. You can sing whatever you want from a specific genre, a video game, anime, or for a person. After saying the rules, the director announced the participants. The first will be the group Zommers, with the leader Issei Hyoudou vs Skillet, with the leader Ryuga Takahashi, said the director as both groups passed to the front. "Oh, I forgot the third rule. And that is that we, the director, secretary, and subdirector, will decide the genre of the song." Well, the genre or theme you have to sing is about a 1v1 rap battle about an anime or cartoon, so decide, said the assistant director. "Let's send Issei, he's the biggest otaku," Vali opined. The other team. "Ryuga, you're the most talented," said a member of the team. "Very well, it seems that Issei Hyoudou and Ryuga Takahashi will be participating," he said as the rest of their group left. "Very well. The characters are as follows. Goku and Vegeta, the roles have already been decided, with Issei as Goku and Ryuga as Vegeta," said the assistant director as he saw that all the girls were supporting Ryuga. "Begin." Issei, Goku. "You're already history, you arrived causing harm. I am that warrior you killed in your dreams. I give security to the earth fighting. Today I'm going to leave you trembling toy. I'd like to know what it feels like. Being overshadowed by the same old person. Your mind depressingly recent being strong. And not be the favorite among the people. Every time she gives her opinion, she screws up. That's why he's so quiet in the saga. He must have a lot of pent-up anger, because when I was little I pulled down his wife's panties. I don't want to draw any more blood, so let it subside, but if they pull my tongue, either they cross the line or I'll become that Super Saiyan, that he will never give you a minute of respite." Ryuga, Vegeta. "Stop talking about so much scum. Today I'm going to change that story. Because I know that my perseverance and my training will one day lead me to glory. And I know it's true that I've been overshadowed by you, but if there's something I could tell you today, it's just that you only care about fighting like an idiot, but your family isn't happy. Don't bring up Bulma. Did you see what happened to Bills? I'm going to hit you with my right hand like a powerful missile. She simply causes my kai to overflow, but you idiot, you haven't even kissed milk. And so you go around acting tough, believing you're the strongest in the entire universe. The time has come for you to finally see what can be achieved through hard work." Issei, Goku. Krillin's wife breaks your arm with one punch. What would you have done against Jiren if it weren't for me? I'll take out your fillings, you're a disaster. Like Naruto with Sasuke, the unhappy secondary. You'll go down to hell with Nappa hugging him. Your family is truly unhappy, you bitter, lucky bastard. You just embarrass me with your mean face. How many times have I already defeated you? And listen, ignorant one, it won't do you any good to pray. Much strength, but as much as you lack. You inveterate, envious person, you haven't grown in stature. He cuts his hair without knowing that a Saiyan's hair doesn't grow back. And a big bang is not enough. To kill the god who conquers, Ryuga Vegeta. You talk too much, you would have died insect from a heart attack. But you were saved thanks to the help of my brave son, Trunks. And if it weren't for 17, Jiren would have made you his toy. But if he didn't do it, I'll do it myself with my fists, which are like 2 rockets. You are a selfish sicko capable of endangering the entire universe. Because of a stupid childish whim, you created a huge problem, but now I am your problem and you have no escape. I'm going to hit you so hard you'll lose your memory. Ryuga's Vegeta. It's too easy to be the author's favorite. But I've always been the fan's favorite. Kakarot, I respect you, but if we're serious. You're still just a simple ape who lacks judgment. And an immature person, I'm sorry, but if you're talking about height. Just mention your stature because you'll never be on my level. You killed your grandfather, you abandoned your son, and you've made your poor wife hysterical. You are the greatest shame of my proud race. Issei Goku. Have I been the greatest disgrace to your race? Are you serious, Vegeta, if you wanted to be a prince and had to leave your planet? Come on, Milk is hysterical and that's very true. Now let's talk about your wife by the way. In battles, trust me more than a prince who has no arguments. But you don't know that Akira Toriyama wanted to remove Son Goku's role. And people didn't want to watch Dragon Ball anymore because it already explains everything, there can't be any more. Confusion and the best of our fusion. It is the strength that I brought because you need help for the transformation. Ryuga Vegeta. But if nobody trusts you, you're an idiot, you always mess things up. You were the one who begged me to merge with you and now you've forgotten it. Don't you remember? You're pleased for me to participate in that tournament. You know I can save your life if things get really bad. Like when you trusted Frieza, but I had to save your butt. Today it won't happen because I will be the one who sweeps the floor with your body. Activate full power so you can see how easily your face is destroyed. Don't come here talking about Guatemala where they degraded you to be a brat. Issei Goku. I think you're going to be balder than Piccolo. Your height or body size is that of a gnome. If you're going to throw in my face the time Trunks saved me. I could never finish reproaching you for how many times I did it. And no matter how much he says it, the situation won't change. You're the stray bullet who won't listen to reason, obsessed with a being like Kakarot. But you will never achieve my transformation. You refuse to acknowledge that you are my disciple, so I will remind you of that disastrous chapter. Dancing on stage so they wouldn't kill you, come and see how Vegeta makes a fool of himself. Taking those steps, what a clown, but I don't know how you don't feel failure coming. Your life is a cup of luck, your death is coming. Vegeta the dumbest is the title. When he finished singing, everyone was impressed, although out of nowhere they all applauded Issei. Well, and the winner is Issei Hyoudou, announced the director. I knew you'd do it, Otakuchin, Vali said with an arrogant look, Vali style. Well, you saw that it was true, said Issei. Zommers advanced to the preliminaries. And so the bands continued until some groups had already qualified for the preliminaries, and it was Issei's group's turn. Well, now it's the Zommers versus Bad Boys, and the theme is about a heartbreak or romantic regret. The opposing group had already performed, leaving some people feeling sensitive and others in tears. Well, it's our turn, said Issei, grabbing the microphone along with Vali and Kiba. Kiba. Now he kisses other lips. Not mind, he asked me for everything and left me empty. I often lie when I smile. Often write so I don't feel so cold. It's no use if I can't stop thinking about you. My body with my friends. My mind elsewhere, they say I've changed. That I seem absent. That you're gone and yet I still have you in my mind. It hurts so much. To see how everything changed, I throw myself into my room, I write you love verses. Lost, without wanting to be heard. They were born from those kisses we never shared. Because it ended despite that promise that said it wouldn't. It's over, but look at us, we don't even recognize each other anymore. We don't appreciate what we have until we lose it. Choir. Issei. I'm afraid I won't find you. Of getting lost in a place where you're not usually found, there are voices inside me shouting that you're my other half. My heart froze since your goodbye, I'm afraid I won't find you. Of getting lost in a place where you're not usually found, there are voices inside me shouting that you're my other half, my love, let me try one more time, volley. Kissing your lips, looking at your face. I remember the kisses you gave and how you caressed me, I didn't see it. If I left and now I want to come back. The months passed as if they were days, I don't know. What I was waiting for, I know I hurt you, I didn't see it. What you gave me, I have, baby. We searched, we imagined. We were pieces of love. I never ask you for anything, sir, but I need forgiveness. We cried, we endured. If that's what the world taught us, that after the calm comes the storm and no one can bear this pain. Choir. Issei. I'm afraid I won't find you. Of getting lost in a place where you're not usually found, there are voices inside me shouting that you're my other half. My heart froze since your goodbye. I'm afraid I won't find you. Of getting lost in a place where you're not usually found, there are voices inside me shouting that you're my other half. My love, let me try one more time, Issei. Lost, helpless, stumbling aimlessly, you've avoided me. You've forgotten me and you act as if what we had never happened. Your kisses taste bad because they were a bitter pill to swallow. You dazzled me. But I haven't forgotten you. I see everything dark because you're not by my side. Since you left, you abandoned me. I wander. Like a soldier you disarmed. There are things I don't understand, but you showed them to me. That love doesn't exist because you stole it from me. You don't really know what I feel inside. I'm sorry you didn't appreciate that moment. Choir. Issei, volley, and Kiba. I'm afraid I won't find you. Of getting lost in a place where you're not usually found, there are voices inside me that scream that you're my other half. My heart froze since your goodbye. I'm afraid I won't find you. Of getting lost in a place where you're not usually found, there are voices inside me that scream that you're my other half. My love, let me try one more time. When it was over, everyone was moved by the song and the women by Issei's melodious voice, already declaring them the winners. The winners are the Zommers, exclaimed the director. Congratulations, you're in the quarterfinals. I don't give a damn, bitches, Issei said as he let himself be carried away by the moment. Sorry. And so the final arrived. In this match we have 4 rounds, including the Zommers group versus Farts. Once they had decided who it would be, the decision was made. First round. Volley Lucifer vs Kaido Senran. Kiba Hyoudou vs Yuki Masor. Issei Hyoudou vs Brad Kurigane. Okay, in the first round we have Volley versus Kaido, the director announced. The battle will be between creepypastas, Volley, Slenderman, and Kaido, Offenderman. Volley. Hello, I'm Slender, hello. Tell me if you understand now that I'm the favorite and nobody defends you anymore. I'm going to explain something you don't understand. They call you Offenderman because I beat you in a fight and you get offended. How boring. He has a similar name because he copied it from mine. And he only longs to be a little known. You want to be like me, that's why you dress like that, come on, say it. Although we know I have more style, I live. Interference. That's why I captivate every child I meet and convince them to follow me to the forest of the dead. I play with your feelings. You're a rapist who never knew how to express what's inside. I'm sorry, you're the student and I'm the teacher. That's why I'm going to teach you that this story isn't a fairy tale. Fueled by spoiled children, come on brother, come. Closer, I'll suffocate you, I swear, with my own hands. Today your fears resurface, I'm going to burn your flowers. Of all my punishments, I'll give you the worst. Take off your hat, I'll do you the honors. I'll teach you what fear is, but don't cry to me later. Kaido. I appear on a dark night. I am the one who will save the most beautiful one. The one you want to mistreat. The situation is dangerous. I win people's friendship and trust, and that's how it goes. She is nervous, curious, she will calm down when I give her a rose. No one has treated her well, she feels tied with handcuffs. I inspire confidence in her, although she doesn't know that now she plays with poisonous thorns. I am a Fenderman, they will fear me in the Slenderman family. With more teeth than a Doberman, the petals will rain down, they will see them fall, they will chase all the way, although in the end, everyone will see that they will suffer a cruel fate. Slender, do you want this rose? I wish you luck because when you take it, it will be the kiss of death. Inert being in the forest, none of us can see you. If you inspire so much fear, then stop hiding. He can teleport when you least expect it. He is behind you. You have to find the leaves, but with me that won't work. I'm going to grape you very slowly like I do with rap. When they finished, no one knew who to choose, but they leaned towards Volley because he added something captivating, so to speak. The next one will be a rap battle where the characters are Batman versus Superman, where Kiba is Batman and Yuki is Superman. You tell me what happens if 2 superheroes collide. causing shockwaves that then bounce back. Rocks are lifted by remote forces. Wayne Tower is destroyed while we fight against. Defeat there is no protagonist, drops fall the rain lashes the fury that erupts. The son of Krypton against the bat of Gotham, Kiba. Who would have thought it's like night and day always fighting? In cold blood, everything gets grayer when assassins team up and come. After you, there's no one who follows the rules and laws here. Buck the police. Fight me but keep in mind we're ins. Gotham, not Metropolis. You weaken if kryptonite touches you, start shivering. You better put on some band-aids, bombs are going off in the middle of Arkham, start screaming. I can't be beaten by a guy who wears his underwear on the outside, a loser at school. Who wears thick-rimmed glasses so nobody knows who he is, it doesn't work. The alarms are going off in Arkham, my stake will pierce you. I intend to kill you, even if you can fly with your cloak you can't catch me in the dark. It's overtime. It's overtime X2. Men who lose faith just want to see how the planet we're on's will never stop burning, the dark night and the dawn people watch as they fight Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne X2. Yoki. If I want, you can't last a second. I've fought otherworldly beasts while you were playing with Playmobil figures. You amateur, this isn't a hobby for rich people who own Batmobiles. Arkham laughs at you, that's why you couldn't catch the Joker before Robin died. You couldn't save your parents either, you never let people bark at you. You think you're above everyone else, but you're not above anyone, I am a god. And gods don't come from the ground, they live in the air. My laser beam is enough for me, don't try to challenge me. But it's time someone stopped you like a trailer. It makes me want to vomit that a guy with a cape who can't fly wants to be one of the heroes, what a disaster. I don't want to know what would become of you if it weren't for Alfred. For every toy he makes for you, even though it's not enough. I swear I'll kill you for every fraud who dies and is reborn in Arkham. You have no powers, you're locked between four walls, and although I already know you don't fear me, you should know that even if you want to beat me, you can't. It's overtime. It's overtime X2. Men who lose faith just want to see how the planet we're on's will never stop burning, the dark night and the dawn people watch as they fight Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne X2. Men who lose faith just want to see how the planet we're on's will never stop burning, the dark night and the dawn people watch as they fight Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne X2. The winner is Yuki. The director announced now the final round between Issei and Brad will be Deadpool vs. Spider-Man. Issei, Deadpool and Brad, Spider-Man. Issei. Stay tuned, the craziest superhero is back. With my movie, I'm making all the ladies wet. You're Spider-Man but not amazing, come on baby. In battle, you're deader than Gwen Stacy herself. They wanted me to work with all the X-Men. Not to go it alone and help them out. I told them to buck off and try again. I have a job on my hands and it's to kill Spider-Man. You can burn me and entangle me in your web. But you can't kill me, my gene has already been revealed. My girlfriend is a prostitute but she turns me on, hey, but I prefer that to that bitch Mary Jane. Listen to my clip-clap, my hip-hop. So check it out, this beat rap. What a bore, you play orchestral music. I bring swag and style to every party. Well, admit that people prefer me. And if you don't want to pull this, Spider-Man, your movie was a hit at the box office, man, but as Spider-Man, you're not, so ask for more, it's normal that you're breathing badly. My spider web is already around your neck. Now come on, tell one more joke, take off the mask. You look like a chicken that just hatched, if it's the light bulb in my lamp. Not a hair on your head and that crazy face. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankenstein is in the room. Come on, fire one of your bullets. Oh no. You're already tied hand and foot. Sure, I'm faster, better, and most importantly, more handsome than you are and were before. It's time to get serious. Mr. Mercenary, you are no adversary. I'll grab your mutants and throw them in the toilet. I'm in for a civil war. So sorry I have to go, by the way. Buck you. DADPOL. I've got one bullet, and it's more than enough to kill 20 more like you. Did you copy my suit and make yours blue? My suit looks cooler, I'm Deadpool. Millions of people are going to see me buck you up on YouTube. Wow, so pose for the picture, Peter Parker. My katanas are going to cut you to pieces. The funny thing is you don't have the gift of regeneration. I'm going to make my chimichanga with the Marvel Spider, Spider-Man. It's impossible to stop my hips. And follow my hops. Zip hop. Spider-Man real shit home. Hahaha, I'm the bucking crazy one from New York. I'll cover you in webs and you're my yo-yo. Yo-yo, they see me appear. What flow? I have many TV shows. With that face of moo and that pimp pose. I think about ripping off your arm and putting it in your ass. The winner is Issei Hyoudou, the director announced, referring to the humiliation Issei inflicted on Brad. Damn, Hyoudou always messing with me. If only I had the strength to kill him, Brad whispered as Issei always humiliated him. Do you want power? Said a strange voice in Brad's mind. If it's to kill Hyoudou, then so be it, he said without hesitation. All right, Brat, we'll meet again, D-Drag and Albion, he said, though he thought the last part. While everyone was celebrating, Issei noticed Brad emitting a dark energy. Issei celebrates, we've made it to the finals, Volley said. Issei just ignored him and continued until he was next to Brad. Brad, are you okay? Issei asked while Brad had his head down, but as soon as he looked up, Issei was terrified, as was D-Drag. What the hell? End of chapter. A04. Before releasing the chapter, which I might release today or tomorrow, I don't know. The reason I haven't been able to release a chapter is because I'm having problems when I add videos. Once I add it, the app stops and everything is intact except for the videos, which appear in a small box saying OBJ. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sorry for not uploading chapters and I have to reupload the videos. Oh, and I've already added the harem members. Sina Kashiwasaki, my waifu, Stella Vermilion and Lucia. Okay, bye, T01 Cap 08. Brad, Issei asked, seeing Brad in a very strange way. Hyoudou, Brad said as the others looked at Issei. Hyoudou. Hey Issei, what happened? Volley didn't finish speaking as he was hit by an incredible blow. What the hell? Volley said when he saw Brad. Volley, Issei called to Volley. Yes, Volley said. Balance break. Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker / Vanishin Dragon Balance Breaker, they said at the same time as their armor appeared. Hyoudou, Brad repeated as he punched Issei in the stomach, tearing open part of his stomach and causing a large amount of blood to flow out. Damn it, he's much stronger than Sekyriuutei, Issei said until he crashed into a building. Issei said Volley as Brad arrived and delivered a blow stronger than the one to Issei, destroying his helmet and half of his torso from the top, causing Volley to bleed profusely. Hyoudou said Brad as he went to get Issei. Damn, that's really strong, Volley said while on the ground. Holy shit, Issei said, trying to escape the blow, but it was a futile attempt as Brad grabbed him by the leg and began to slam him into the ground repeatedly, finally throwing him into the air and grabbing his face, slamming him down again, but this time even more times. Doesn't this guy ever get tired? Volley asked as he tried to stand up, but it was impossible because Brad grabbed him by the head and slammed him down harder than he had Issei, knocking him unconscious as his armor disappeared. Volley, Issei said, alarmed, seeing Volley unconscious. Damn it, Issei said as Brad approached him. What can I do? Issei said as he remembered something. Flashback. 2 months earlier. Very good, Brat, said the former Meteor Dragon King Tannin as Issei dodged one of his attacks. Thanks, old man, Issei said as he sat down. Do you know what the spirit bomb is? Tannin asked. No. It's a technique that will save you, I assure you. You just have to raise your hands, ask for the planet's energy, and be pure of heart. Vin flashback. Maybe it'll work, Issei said as Brad delivered a fierce blow to Issei, sending him flying several meters until he crashed into a building. Damn, it's still going to be difficult. Hi, Hyoudou, Volley said as he emerged from some rubble all beaten up. Volley, can you let Brad hit you? It's just to perform a technique, Issei asked. Tusk, fine, Volley said bluntly. Hey, you buff idiot, I'm here. Volley called out, though in a second Brad delivered a powerful blow to Volley, causing him to bleed profusely. I hope it's worth it, Issei Hyoudou, Volley said before flying off, pursued by the muscular Brad. Con Is. What a beating, said Issei as he went to the tallest building and raised his arms. I ask all beings on Earth to lend me their energy, said Issei, although he was going to gather little energy because they were in a special, strange dimension that appeared when Brad became so strong. Although Issei saw Volley beating him, energy finally arrived, making a small sphere of energy that gradually grew larger. With Volley. POV Volley. Damn, Hyoudou, I'm always the one who does the dirty work, even knowing that this big guy hits hard. Bucket. I said, kicking him so hard he stumbled back a few centimeters, but in less than a millisecond he hit me with the hardest blow I've ever received in my life. I just hope Hyoudou is doing it, because if he's not using that technique, what's he going to do? I'll kill him before he kills me. Volley, get away, yelled Issei the faggot. I turned to look at him and saw a bucking energy sphere bigger than the bucking sun. You imbecile, do you want to destroy the Earth? Obviously that thing is going to destroy the planet, it doesn't give a damn. It's not the real Earth, it's just a copy of the original I made as soon as I felt Brad's power suddenly increase. He explained that everything was fake, meaning I could destroy everything and it wouldn't matter. So get the hell out of my way or you're screwed. Issei said, obeying, and I moved because the idiot had already thrown it. You're screwed, Brad. Hyoudou, the big guy, kept saying the other guy's last name. Brad, just die already, Issei said as the big guy endured the attack. With my last bit of strength, I launched an attack at Brad that distracted him so that Issei could power up the attack, instantly vaporizing him. Fin POV volley. After the fight ended, everything returned to normal. Issei and volley were back to normal along with Brad suffering from the defeat. D-Drake, what happened? Issei asked. I don't know, mate, but that kid's power seemed familiar to me. Well, we'll find out later anyway, Issei finished saying. Albion, what just happened? Volley asked. I don't know, Volley, but I feel like I've sensed that power before, but I don't know where. Well, we'll find out later, said Volley, going with Issei to join Kiba and Gasper. End of chapter. A05. I'm worthless, I forgot about the gentleman, but it's okay, King Issei. Reina Lavinia Reni. Bishop Lefay. Bishop Ravel Phoenix. Rook Kuroka. Rook Arasuase. Knight Sina Kashiwasaki. Knight Stella Vermilion. Pawn 3 Suzako Heimjima. Pawn 2 Rhea Kusaka. Pawn 1 Gabriel's. Pawn 2 Valerie Lucifer. Now the entourage is complete, and I already have the next chapter ready, so I'll release them today but later. And about the new fanfic, I'm going to remove the harem and horror genres because it will be a story about a normal boy without the existence of factions, magic, or anything like that. And as for horror, well, what else could happen in a Hyoudou Issei story? T01-09. At the same time that Issei discovered that his girls were cheating on him, something better was happening on the other side of the planet. Is dwarf ready yet? Asked a boy covered by a hood. Sure, but stop calling me dwarf, said a boy. Okay, sorry, so how did it go in Dimension 367? It was very easy to kill those Vegeta, Black, and Goku guys, although they made the fight a little difficult for me. The fight is in my fic called An Unbreakable Love, since they fused, said the boy. I see, said the other hooded boy thoughtfully. Sir, how do you think I'm going to you? I don't know, I didn't finish speaking because a boy with torn clothes arrived. I've arrived, sir, the boy bowed in respect. Get up, the hooded man requested. And how did it go in Dimension 289? Well, although those Saiyans named Goku and Vegeta made things difficult for me, the boy said somewhat sadly, there's still one more. As he said that, a portal opened, revealing a boy with serious injuries. At least I did it, the boy said. What happened? When I arrived, I killed the humans and Goku and Vegeta's families, and when they arrived, they didn't give me much trouble despite being at their maximum power. Goku, Ultra Instinct Kaioken X20, I'll explain how I combine it later, and Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Well, that was until a brown-haired boy with a red glove appeared, and he didn't give me any trouble either until the three of them started coordinating, and then Goku's son Gohan arrived, the boy finished. Well, at least you killed them. Weeks later, the day Issei proposed to Lavinia, the engagement party. The hooded figures were in their lair plotting something. All right, Asino, you'll go to Dimension 222, Neath to Dimension 2, and Red to Dimension 666. Yes, said the three of them, the day is almost here, Hyoudou Issei. The day you did 2 chapters ago, the leader was watching the battle that Issei and Brad had with Issei winning. The winner is Issei, Hyoudou, the director announced, referring to the humiliation Issei gave Brad. Damn, Hyoudou always messing with me. If only I had the strength to kill him, Brad whispered, because Issei was always humiliating him. I can give you that power, but suddenly Brad began to hear a voice. Do you want that power? If it's to kill Hyoudou, of course I want it, said Brad. All right, kid, the leader finished, giving him a small fragment of his power. I hope this works. After the battle. Damn weakling, he said, frustrated, while with Issei and Volley. Damn, it was really hard to finish him off, or rather his evil side, Volley said, trying to stand up. The strangest thing is that out of nowhere a strange mask appeared on his face, but it was only for a few seconds. Issei finished. Well, let's continue with the competition. Hyoudou Issei, Volley Lucifer, you will pay for what you did to me. He tried not to shout too loudly because they would discover him. But then he remembers one of his disciples, more precisely Red, the strongest of all, even stronger than him. He will be the one to kill them. End of chapter. T01 Cap 10. After the battle with Brad, Issei, Volley and Kiba prepared for the final because to their surprise those who passed were some boys from another school named Kirito Rikun, leader, Saner Makori collator, Robert Marst a dude. Dear students and parents, I hope you are ready for the final between students Issei Hyoudou, Yuyudo Kiba and Volley Kaido versus Kirito Rikun, Saner Makori and Robert Marst. That between Tricolor Issei, Kiba and Volley and Trilogy, Saner, Kirito and Robert. Upon entering the stage, the 6 of them stared at each other like rivals, albeit with a smile. Okay, Tricolor starts. Xeno Issei RC Volley Raptor Kiba. Tiorma Corrido Kaiser Robert Nitro Sanner. Ignore the results. After the battle between Kiba Raptor and Sanner Tiorma ended, there was another rematch in which they chose to have another 3v3. Spain, Chudi Issei Scone Volley Force Kiba. Peru J Sanner Necros Corrido Joda Robert. The winner is Trilogy, announced the director as some people celebrated and others were not happy with the result. Good victory, said Issei, shaking hands with Corrido. Thanks, you two, good fight, Corrido said. After the victory of the trilogy, Issei, Volley and Kiba left, looking at how the boys were celebrating. I'm good, said D-Drake. They have a lot of potential, said Issei. They will go very far, just like you three, if they dedicate themselves to this. Maybe when there is peace, D-Drake. Hey Issei, what if we celebrate second place by going out to eat? Volley asked Issei. Yeah, at the restaurant. Hey Issei, I didn't know you could rap so well, Volley said. I've been improvising since I was little. I see, Kiba said. Hey Volley, did you write them or improvise? Kiba asked. Obviously improvise. In that short period of time, they called all three of them. Hello, Issei asked through his phone. Nice to meet you, my name is Ryan. I want to invite you to a party where only those who participated in the Kuoh Academy competition will be present. Okay, we'll attend. At that point the person hung up. Who was Issei? It was someone who invited us to a party later tonight. Issei, Kiba and Volley were ready to go to the party, but when they arrived they realized that there was nobody there. This was the time. There's something very strange about it, Issei, Volley said. At last we meet face to face, heavenly dragons and the boy with the sacred gear sword birth, said a mysterious voice. Who are you? Kiba shouted. One of his 4 worst nightmares, the voice said. If you have balls, show who you are. Issei shouted. I have as many balls as your exam henizes inside them. Shut up, you piece of shit, Issei said, activating his boosted gear and launching a dragon shot from where the voice came. Ha 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 ha, you damn faggot, said the voice as it delivered a powerful punch to Issei's stomach at an abnormal speed. Issei said as he spat out a very large amount of blood. Issei, Volley and Kiba shouted as they watched Issei fly off and crash into the wall, leaving a large crack. Damn it. Volley said, furious, and activated his divide and divide attack, going to attack the voice. The person simply dodged the blow and delivered a powerfully strong knee strike to the face, followed by a ferocious punch that was too strong, instantly knocking him out of the fight. You're missing, Kiba Hyoudou. In that split second, something ended up hitting Kiba too hard in the face, sending him flying, and to top it off, he shot a Kai blast at him like in Dragon Ball, leaving him with some serious injuries, and then to finish him off, he kicked him in the stomach, almost piercing through. They couldn't stand me even though I'm the weakest of the 4, the person confessed before disappearing into the darkness, dropping their hood and leaving Issei, who still had one eye half open, to see a brown lock of hair. The weakest, Issei said before falling unconscious. If someone entered, they would find themselves staring at a party room with blood all over the floor and a blood stain on the wall where Issei crashed. All 3 were in very bad condition. Issei was sitting with his legs extended and slightly open, his gaze lowered, and the neck and some of the arms of his shirt were covered in blood. Volley was lying on the floor. Imagine it's Volley looking at the floor. Kiba was in a corner of the room a little away from Issei and Volley, leaning back with a lot of blood on almost the entire upper part of his shirt and a broken arm that broke at the moment of crashing into the corner. It was something grim and at the same time regrettable, as the 3 of them were in the worst condition. That night nobody knew where the 3 of them were because the blows they received were so strong that for some strange reason their energy could not be felt elsewhere. How did it go? Red asked his partner. Well, it was very easy, he explained. Very well done, Asino, said Neith. End of chapter. T01 Cap 11. What the hell? Volley said, regaining consciousness. Upon observing the place, the first thing he saw was Issei and Kiba terribly beaten. Issei, Kiba, Volley shouted, worried for his 2 friends. Volley tried to get up, but his injuries prevented him. Damn it, what was that? Volley didn't finish speaking because, like a bullet, all the memories of the previous night came flooding back to her. That damn. With all his might, he got up and went to wake up Issei. Issei, get up, Volley said to Issei. Volley. Issei said, regaining consciousness, and like Volley, all the memories of the previous night. That wretch, Issei said as he got up with Volley's help. And Kiba. There he is, he said, pointing to Kiba. Damn. Once everyone was standing, they left the room with some difficulty. On the way home, many people stared at them because they were seriously injured. They were walking with difficulty until they fainted near a store where the manager tried to help them by calling an ambulance. Hospital. Were the first words of Issei, Volley, and Kiba as they opened their eyes and saw that they were in a hospital. What are we doing here? Volley asked. A young lady called 911 and requested an ambulance for 3 young people with very serious injuries, said a person who, when the 3 turned to look at him, was a doctor. Nice to meet you. I am Mikuri Sikoru and the doctor who is in charge of you until you recover. Well, thanks, Doc, Akiba said. They spent a few weeks in the hospital where the three of them got along very well with the doctor, and although they were not completely cured, there was nothing more that could be done for them, but he would still ask Lavinia and Agino to cure them. Outside the hospital. Thank you so much for taking care of us, Mikuri, the three said as they bowed in gratitude. No, thank you, said the doctor. Having said that, the three decided to withdraw and return to their respective homes, although Vali was not sure about leaving Kiba unattended, as he was the weakest of the three. And although none of them could do anything to the strange man, Kiba was the easiest to kill, so Vali secretly planned to keep an eye on him. When Issei arrived home, as soon as he opened the door, he was greeted by a hug from his entire exarm. Issei only had three emotions, which were disgust, melancholy, and worry. Disgust because he was being hugged by those he considers bitches, I agree with him, and because they acted as if nothing was wrong. Melancholy because that hug reminded him of the days before he found out he was being cheated on and why that hug brought back all the memories of the past. And worry because he didn't know what to say to Lavinia, Lefay, and Ravel. Bitches, get out of the way, Issei said too coldly. Why Issei? Rias said as she looked up, her eyes having all the brightness they had 2 months ago. How? Issei was petrified by what he saw. How did they get the sparkle back in their eyes? Issei asked, somewhat frightened. Oh we were just remembering you and slowly our eyes began to shine, Aquino said casually. Damn it, Issei thought, for he had lost what he had shown the moment all the factions discovered them. Issei, I wouldn't recommend using dark look, you're very weak after last night's beating, suggested Drake, knowing what Issei would do. Issei. What I say? When you say I say Issei. Suddenly Issei opened his eyes and saw Lavinia, Ravel and Lefay hugging him while the others were not there. What happened? And the others? The others haven't lived here for a week, but the most important thing is to know where you were, Lavinia said, very worried about Issei. I was for some strange reason. Issei was experiencing the same thing as when Vali woke him up more than a week ago. Come on Issei, Hyoudou, I'm your second partner, let me in. Issei, putting everything aside, told them everything that happened and even showed them videos of his battles from the high school's website. Issei, I'm not evil or anything. I'm not trying to destroy your life. I only seek the same thing as you, revenge against those who betrayed us like Rays. Issei went to the dining room while his partners cooked for him. What the hell, Issei thought, thinking about the way he woke up from his dream. Issei, lately since the dark look evolved, I've felt a dark energy, but in a good way. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't mean to hurt you, or well, I don't know, but that's what I feel in its energy. Thanks for the information, Drake, he said mentally to Issei. Issei and Drake didn't know what was happening with the ability that had awakened a long time ago, because ever since he evolved and the mask appeared, Drake had felt the energy of something wandering through Issei's essence. Everything progressed normally. To Issei's comfort, his former harem still had the same expression as a month and a half ago, but Issei, Vali and Kiba were still uncomfortable with that boy appearing and began an extreme training in which they did not take even seconds of rest. Their entertainment lasted for almost 2 months. After so long, they decided to rest for 2 weeks. Issei made up for all the lost time with his girls. The first 3 days he had dates with Lavinia, another 3 days he had dates with Ravel, and another 3 days he had dates with Lefay, and the last days they had nights full of passion to make up for all the lost time. Vali spent his time with Azazel in Gregory, helping him with some experiments he was doing. Also, during the last week they had left, he met a girl named Renzi Midiria, a beautiful girl with yellow hair and blue eyes, with whom they both fell completely in love. They started talking to each other until their week was over, and Vali told her that he would return in a few weeks. With Kiba it was something different because he didn't do anything the same or similar to his 2 friends. He was studying and strengthening his relationship with Tsubaki, and at the end of the 2 weeks on the last day he had a date with Tsubaki. After those 2 weeks they resumed training for 5 months, taking 1 day off each week to visit those who wanted to rest. But that didn't stop him because he was rewarded with 4 times the effort. After finishing his entertainment, Issei went to be happy with his girls, although he would obviously protect them, risking his last breath for them. Vali, as promised, went with his sweetheart to continue their friendship, which for him was perfect. Even though he was just her friend, he would win her over, although obviously he didn't know that she also loved him and had the same goal as him. Kiba continued studying and strengthening his relationship with Tsubaki until the day he confessed his feelings to her, to which she tearfully accepted, kissing him on the mouth. Vali still secretly followed Kiba because he was still the weakest of the 3. But shifting the focus, Gasper, upon learning what happened to his senpais, decided to strengthen himself both physically and psychologically so that in the future he could help his senpais and best friends. Gasper, on the other hand, received more extreme training than the other 3 because he was the weakest of the group and therefore more difficult to train. Tannin, Baraquil, Azazel, Michael, and Sirzechs trained Issei, Kiba, and Vali. Azazel, Michael, Sirzechs, and Baraquil trained Gasper. It should be said that Gasper suffered a lot, but he would do anything for his senpais and best friends, because if they couldn't handle a rival and he interfered, he would be a hindrance to them and risk the battle for them. The training paid off as Gasper became very strong, although he was weaker than Issei and Vali and a little weaker than Kiba. Gasper was now more masculine, and that helped him a lot to stop being shy. Not everything was pretty with Issei's exam. Well, after everyone found out what they did, everything fell apart. Rias lost all respect, affection, and appreciation from her family and the entire supernatural world. Furthermore, when Issei gave them all the power to lose the light in their lives, she attempted suicide more than 16 times in a row over 2 weeks. She was taken to a psychiatrist for help and improved somewhat, but had to go to a psychologist every weekend because she was deeply affected. To top it all off, she desperately missed her Issei. Aquino went through almost the same thing as Rias, but she attempted suicide over 456 times in just 1 month because she cared much more for Issei than anyone else, since he accepted her despite her being a hybrid between a demon and a fallen angel. Besides, she missed Issei so much that she even cut her wrists twice because of him. Asia was less seriously ill than Rias and Aquino, as she only cried silently while saying Issei in a very low voice. Zenobia didn't know what to do without Issei because she loved him, although she also wanted to have children with someone very strong. And finally, Irina missed her childhood friend and platonic love too much, and just like Aquino, she cut her wrists, but she did it 5 times. Present. Issei was with his girls at the academy. It should be clarified that they were on vacation. Don't ask why eating in the cafeteria being observed by all the students and also the teachers, adding to Issei's previous partners. Say aw, darling, said Ravel somewhat shyly as she fed Issei. Aw, said Issei, and Ravel fed him. Now open your mouth, darling, said Lefay, not as shy as she had been at first, feeding Hyoudou. Open your mouth, darling, Lavinia said as she fed Issei and stole a kiss, making Ravel and Lefay jealous. It's not fair, Lefay said as she gave Issei a kiss full of love, tender, affectionate, and pure. It's my turn, Ravel said as she kissed Issei deeply. Everyone was stunned as they watched the scene, and the men were depressed and angry with Issei. Hyoudou said someone very familiar to Issei and his girls. What happened, Brad? Issei asked, sounding a little tired of Brad. I want a rematch in a freestyle battle, Brad said, confident in his words. Why should I accept? I've already beaten you so many times in freestyle battles and bare-knuckle fights. What good would it do me to beat you again? Obviously, Issei was already fed up with always beating Brad. Because if you don't, I'll keep your girls, he said with a mischievous and perverted smile. Hahaha, what a good joke, Brad. You couldn't beat me, much less steal the loves of my life, but I don't like them being involved in bets, so I accept your challenge, Issei said, somewhat angry at Brad's cowardly act. Well, to make sure you're so good without your friends, it'll be a 1v1, Brad said somewhat arrogantly. I'll beat you again no matter what. I'll always beat you, you piece of scum, Issei said a little arrogantly. Good, Brad said as he walked away, with Vali. He was with his sweetheart in Kuoh Park because Vali chose to skip Kuoh Academy to spend the whole day with Renzi. Although Renzi had to attend classes, he didn't mind missing them to be with Vali. You know what? You look even more beautiful in your uniform, Vali said as she looked at Renzi. Thank you, Vali, the girl said, blushing. I have to tell her now, Vali said as he gathered his courage. Renzi, we've been friends for a while and I wanted to ask you if you want to be my girlfriend, Vali said, very nervous about the answer. Of course. Renzi said as he kissed Vali on the lips, with Kiba. Kiba was with Issei when Brad challenged him and he accepted. The 5 of them were heading to the courtyard for the battle, but it was obvious that Issei, Kiba, and the girls didn't want to go. Why did you accept Issei? Kiba asked. Because I was fed up with him. Have you arrived yet? Brad said, watching Issei, Kiba, Lavinia, Lefay, and Ravel arrive. Aren't you seeing me? If I'm here, it's because I've already arrived, right? Or were you writing them? Issei said, looking at Brad. I'm not you, Brad said as Issei saw that he already had everything prepared, including the rap beat, the speakers, and the wireless microphones. How did you convince the director to do this? Issei asked, intrigued. I just told him I wanted a rematch with you, and since he loved your battle against the Kurigane Institute kids, he agreed along with the teachers, Brad said. In fact, they're going to upload it to the school's website. I see, Issei said as he grabbed a microphone. Ready? Brad asked. Clear? Axino versus Hyoudou. Axino Issei. This isn't a Spaniard versus a Latino, this is Hyoudou versus Axino. We didn't see the old guy anymore, just look at him, violated and banished when I rhyme. Look how it goes with this light, so you can see how I am like Jesus. I'm going with this boom boom boom. You bring a dove, but I leave you a cross. I leave you on the chest because you bring the sponsorship. Axino sends you air through the air. Try freestyle, white my cousin. Welcome, this is how it's done in Latin freestyle. Look, here we do shows. We present those who have what it means to have flow. Because they don't just do it like a robot and say that's how they represent hip-hop. Joni lost, you relaxed. But you're up against Ixino, you're screwed no matter what happens, Ixino will kick your ass in the 3rd round. Hyoudou, Brad. Sorry Ixino, but now I'm going to focus. Good rap, you can't beat me. Use your home turf, buddy, it's your only chance to beat me. I'm rapping, you know, you little bastard, you know I'll beat you, idiot, don't you notice? Come back for another one because I'm going to give you a defeat. You talk about sponsorship, having Puma on your clothes. I'm screwing him over and there's no comparison. You know I'm sincere and without a con, and if I want you'll see how accurately I shoot, the best in Latin America against the best in the whole world. I'm messing it up, mate, and you say you make it flow smoothly, you say cousin, you separate it into stirrups, just the word tree but without any meaning. I'll take him down, my friend, because I'm a standard bearer. Yours is talent, mine is art in Spain, in Latin America, everywhere. Time. Hyoudou, Brad. This round is interesting. Like in Spain, although less exciting, you keep acting like you're someone important and hanging your head when Hyoudou is in front. Issei. If I lower my head, my friend, it's because I'm searching for where your style went, because I separate trees without any sense. But today I separate Hyoudou and the game is over. Hyoudou, Brad. The game's over, you know I destroyed it, look at how I always flow, where's my style? Well, I sense it, you see it, partner, next to your pride. Issei. That's where my pride lies, because it's with my people and not yours. That's the pride of having people's support, but you're only supported by the monkey in your mind. Hyoudou, Brad. The little monkey in my mind watches as I explode. I'm going to shit on your throne. These are mine, not yours, they'll be few. You son of a bitch, hip-hop belongs to everyone. Issei. If hip-hop belongs to everyone, but there's only one king, he says he shits on my throne, and when I arrive he says, King, forgive me, I'll fix it for you. Hyoudou, Brad. I'll fix it for you, but are you kidding me? You're the king and you have the crown, the king is just a person when God himself appears. Issei. God appears in person, nice to meet you, are you God? I tell him in a second, I tell him that he is in a deep feeling, buck you God, look at the state of the world. Hyoudou, Brad. Okay, you know this guy's a badass, and listen up, buddy, you know he's consistent. If this guy's the benchmark of hip-hop, then hip-hop can be improved. Issei. If you look here, you're screwed. I won't even tell you about the one from Issei you got scared. God against the devil that you once banished. Today it's against the cross-eyed one that you yourself killed. Hyoudou, Brad. You killed yourself even if it pisses you off, but they're evaporating you. For now, Hyoudou is improving you. Are you in hell? Screw you because I have all of Michael Jordan's rings. Time. Issei. That was a good joke. It made me laugh so much. That was a good joke. It made me laugh so much, but it doesn't matter, I'll keep on beating people out. I'm Michael Jordan in Chicago and you're playing for the Wizards. Hyoudou, Brad. You mentioned Joni and I got scared, bro. Oh. Joni's sitting down. I was scared because I was supposed to get a Mexican guy, but I'm scared of fat guys, not the ones with the wide eyes. Issei. Hey, how are you doing? Look, I'm bucking your girl. Remember how you fucked him in Argentina? Today someone fatter beat you, but fat with rhyme. Hyoudou, Brad. People know that right now I represent from another continent. I've given him such a beating it's been so obvious that even he himself has sat down directly. Issei. Double time, I'm still feet first, I'm already answering my opponent, I'll kill you, I'll checkmate you, there's no more ties, look with double time so I can kill you. I'll give him a taste of his own chocolate. Hyoudou, Brad. You know I'm gonna buck you up, you son of 1,000 boars, I'll beat you right here. You know I'll grab the bucking microphone and kill you, that's more than obvious. I'm the best on any continent, grape of the century in front of your people. Issei. It's in front of my people, but they know I'm from Mexico and not Chile, but I'm from here, because I represent hip-hop in any country. Hyoudou, Brad. In every country they know I'm respected. Look, you know I came here to make a name for myself. I represent any planet and you don't have that award because you're uncultured. Issei. You ignorant son of a bitch, I've come to wage war against you. Look, show some respect, you represent planet Earth. I'll turn your planet to dust. Hyoudou, Brad. Land, you know I'm going to send you packing. I don't give a damn what you say. He says it's war and he's going outside. There are those who fight and those who hide in the trenches. Issei. I don't hide in the trenches, I always come out and represent my flag. I already killed him, is that clear? And if he doesn't want it, no problem, boom, I'll shoot him. Hyoudou, Brad. I'll shoot you, you know I'll shove you up your ass now, I've got this killer style. What are you gonna say? You represent your flag, kid. Well, I'll strangle you with it like Joni Beltran told me. Tiempoo reply. Hyoudou Brad. Arcano freestyle champion, Scone 2 on that track. Let's be realistic. They have to bring Red Bull to Mexico for your name to appear on the list. Issei. If not in Mexico really, I lost in third place. Neither of us has an international presence in the race, but hey, you always beat me to the first one. Hyoudou Brad. I'm going to the first one, that's obvious, so try your best your mind. Do you know why people say Arcano is gay? Because he sucked him off twice in public. Issei. No, I don't suck anyone's hick. I suck the air with the freestylers. What you're going to suck is my bum gun and 2 balls to the Spanish girl's mouth. Hyoudou Brad. Spanish mouth, you know I have discipline and I kill him. I shoot 4 shots boom 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 from above. He has a pistol but only on the platform. When he goes down to the patio, he only hides in the corner. Issei. Of course you've been out in the neighborhood, right? Please, he's a college student. Your mom always pays your salary. Being in front of me is the closest you've ever been to the neighborhood. Hyoudou Brad. I come and go from the neighborhood every time. You'll see there's no remorse. I'll sink you to the foundations. I'm in college, sorry. If you think you're better than me, you lack knowledge. Issei. Am I lacking in knowledge? But I read the book on the pages of the pavement. I see it because I feel it. I am a university student in this matter of the 4 elements. Hyoudou Brad. Look at this one, I'm aiming for it. It's gonna suck, good rap, bro. 4 elements, of course, bro. Its career is going down. I'll set it on fire and there's no water to stop it. Issei. How pathetic, this cup is going to Mexico. I'm educated, I have a doctorate in law, and you're a doctor, you need paramedics. Hyoudou Brad. Paramedics, you know that not even God can save you anymore. Let's kill this battle because it's long. He carries the cup so much that he talks. He carries it here in Spain and he carries it on his back. The winner of the fight is Issei Hyoudou, said one of Brad's friends as the entire battle was streamed on the school's website for those who couldn't watch it live, and they held a vote on the same page and well, Issei won. See, I'll always beat you, Brad, Issei said as he turned around and dodged a punch. I'm tired of you. With a single swift movement, Issei got behind Brad and kicked him, knocking him to the ground. See, you'll never be better than me, Issei said as he left. I just wanted to be better than you at something, Brad said, his eyes welling with tears in a whisper that only Issei could hear. With volley. A few minutes before Issei's battle began. Thank you, Renzi, you don't know how much I love you, Volley said as he kissed Renzi. Things were going well until Volley received a message. On Volley's phone, Issei, hey, I'm going to screw Brad over again, I want you to watch the broadcast. This guy, Volley said as he clicked on the link Issei sent him. Renzi, do you want to see my best friend's battle? Why not? Renzi said, although she didn't know what kind of battle it was going to be. Okay, Volley turned on the broadcast and started watching the battle, enjoying it rhyme by rhyme. Renzi, on the other hand, was fascinated by 3 things. The first was that he saw that Volley's best friend was considered the best in all of Japan in rap battles because of his battle with Trilogy. The second thing is that, like Volley, I enjoyed every rhyme from Issei because I saw that he put almost all his effort into it and still won. The third reason was how handsome Issei was. She found him extremely handsome. During his battle with the Trilogy group, she hadn't noticed him as much because she was so engrossed in the fight, but now she saw Issei more clearly and found him very handsome. At the end of the battle. The winner of the fight is Issei Hyoudou, said one of Brad's friends. After the broadcast ended, Volley asked Renzi what he thought of the battle. It was one of the best I've ever seen, Renzi confessed. I knew Issei was going to win, he's much better than me at improvisation, Volley confessed. Hey, can you introduce me to him sometime? Renzi asked while Volley innocently nodded. Of course, Volley said, with Gasper. He was with Valerie watching the battle between Issei and Brad on the broadcast because, for some strange reason, their teacher who taught them that hour happened to have brought a 43-inch smart TV to their classroom and put the battle on it. During the fight, everyone showed too much enthusiasm for the battle between those two. Valerie, on the other hand, was even more in love with Issei. Gasper already knew that Valerie was in love with Issei. Everyone was excited by the battle between these two, especially with the 2 rematches. But when the battle was over, everyone was shouting for Issei's victory. It's perfect, Valerie said while looking at a picture of Issei. Don't you think you should tell her already? Gasper asked, looking at his best friend. I'll do it at the exit, Valerie said with great determination. Gasper was surprised because she always made an excuse and now she didn't. Well, said Gasper with ease. I finally got rid of that idiot, Issei said. Girls, can I ask you something? Of course, Chan/darling. Have I changed in the last 4 months? Issei asked, remembering what his partner had told him. Flashback. Issei was on his way home, having just left the hospital with Volley and Kiba. Hey buddy, I have to tell you something. That is, the balance breaker of Darl look can be enhanced by the wielder's feelings like a sacred gear, but this one has something special, because if you use its balance breaker and don't master it, you will slowly lose your sight. How do you know all that? So I started remembering my former wielders and curiously, they all invariably found information about the dark look. So I received various insights, besides the fact that you've changed. Change? That's right, maybe your friends don't say it, but you've changed for the worse. From being a kind, generous, perverted, friendly boy, you've become a sadist in combat, kind, genocidal with your rivals, arrogant. And for some strange reason you always want to project an ego of superiority over your rivals. End flashback. Why the question? Said the blonde Lavinia, just answer me honestly. Well, you've changed, but you still excite me like this, Ikun, Lavinia said, hugging Issei from behind. Isama has changed, but I love him with his virtues and flaws, said Lefei, kissing Issei and hugging his left arm. Darling is the most wonderful person in the world. No matter if you change, I will always love you, said Ravel, kissing Issei and hugging his right arm. Iskun is handsome, kind, and loving. Even with your flaws and your radical change of personality, I love you, Iskun, said a voice behind the four of them, and when they turned around they saw the strongest and most beautiful seraph in heaven, Gabriel. Gabriel. Issei was about to say something else when Gabriel ran and pounced on him, kissing him on the lips while hugging him around the neck. Muo, they beat me, said a girl as she watched Issei and Gabriel. Valerie Teps ran and kissed the brunette while saying, I love you, 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 Issei, he said, kissing her again. What a life, Hyoudou, Issei. I'm glad Lavinia Reni and the others showed up so my partner would forget about the Gremories. I swear I will do anything to protect those smiles. I don't care if I give my life for it. I will protect them no matter the cost, were Issei's thoughts as he stood up. Kun, do you want to be my boyfriend? Gabriel and Valerie said at the same time. No, he said, surprising everyone and making the two girls sad. I'm the one who should ask you, not you me. So Gabriel, Valerie Teps, would you like to be my partner? Issei asked, seeing the two girls cry tears of joy as they went to kiss and hug him, near that place. Have fun while you can, Hyoudou. I won't show any mercy like last time. We'll see how strong the strongest Sekyriuutei of all time really is, said a hooded figure as he retreated. End of chapter.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.